And did you feel that Trump did what he needed to do today?
I think he was hovering over the target today. I mean, he was saying, are you any richer today than you were 4 years ago? Is anything less expensive than it was 4 years ago? We need to slash energy prices. I mean, look, in a few weeks, this honeymoon for Kamala Harris is going to be over, and voters are going to start keying in after Election Day. And my guess is that those are the exact questions that are going to be at the top of their minds. And so, look, she can keep running around the country, avoiding reporters and doing all that stuff and walking back every one of her crazy left-wing positions out there right now. But I'm guessing when voters start keying into this election, they're not going to be having any of it. So, yeah, I thought he was right over the target.
Listen, Lance, I'm with you. But the defense of his policies is not to say that she stinks. That's what Trump did today also. I'm just saying let's let him argue it on his own merits first. James, so look, the burden for Harris, right, and what Trump has going for him is the list of grievances. These things are more expensive, and they are all middle-class household problems. How does the Democratic ticket deal with economic realities that have over half the people in this country feeling like they're going broke?
Well, first of all, he sounds like it reminded me of a bark at a strip club on Bourbon Street. I mean,
who, me?
Nothing's ever any sense. And no, not you, Trump.
Oh,
you don't sound like a bark at a strip club on Bourbon Street. Trump does. And by the way, he said he was going to keep Obamacare. Wow. How many times did he promise that he'd replace it? Secondly, now Vice President Harris, in some poll in Financial Times, has taken the lead on the economy. Thirdly, I don't know if anybody noticed the CPI number that came out this morning, and so we're moving in a better direction there. And people say prices are not going down. The worst thing that could happen would be disinflation. Let me tell you, if you get to that, you're in so much trouble, you have no idea where you are. But, you know, I don't know, the stock market doesn't seem to be very worried about this. And in terms of deportation, if you deported everybody here not legally, according to George Will, the bus line would go from Laredo to Toronto. So it just comes out with one idiotic thing after another. It didn't make any sense. And
well, I think we got to separate the two.
The vice president needs to do anything. Okay.
Well, hold on. Finish that point. What do you mean the vice president doesn't have to do anything? She wants to be our leader. Doesn't she have to make the case?
Well, not as long as he's out there running his mouth and slurring everything, and his dentures falling out, and whatever else is going on with him. That thing today was a fiasco like I've never seen before. I had no idea what the guy was trying to say. Then you had that Elon Musk fiasco. You know, as a kind of a rule in politics, if your opponent is drowning, throw him an anvil. Don't sit there and throw him a life jacket. But we'll have our convention, and we'll have the debate, and everybody, you'll get a big chance on September 10th to see Vice President Harris. And I don't know where it's written you have to sit down for long-form interviews anyway, but I'm sure in due course you will.
Yeah, I know. I just wish it were sooner, and I wish it were here. But, Lance, I want to get your response, but I want you to contextualize something for me. I was surprised by the immigration pitch. It is his winning issue when it comes to the domestic agenda. And going with mass deportation, I feel like he's making the same mistake he did with the wall. It's an over-deliverable of something that is way too simple and hard to do and not going to fix the system by itself. Why can't go all in on the deportation plan?
Well, look, I think if you look at polling, which I've seen a lot of targeted congressional race polling, it's looked at national polls. I mean, the country is completely outraged on this issue, completely outraged on this issue. There are a lot of people who are actually fine with a mass deportation that's out there right now. So I don't know that he's completely off the mark with where a good segment of the population is. But I think at the end of the day, he's at least proposing solutions, which we're not getting from the vice president right now. So, I mean, again, we're talking about this. We're focused on everything that Donald Trump talked about today. At least he is putting forth ideas and proposals, and we can rehash, parse out how he says it or whatever he says. But that is 10 times more than what we're getting out of the Harris campaign, which right now her spokespeople walking back all of her crazy left-wing positions. So at least we're talking about ideas that he's putting forward. And I just don't think he's that far off on some of this border stuff.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, Click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.